Is it possible to domesticate a bear? No.
Me personally, I would love to have a bear as a pet because they look beautiful and fluffy. But as they say, beauty kills, and it just ain't worth it.
But humans have tried to domesticate all kinds of wild animals. We turned wolves into dogs, wild jungle fowl into chickens, and massive bison into cattle. But not every animal bows to us. Some fight back, some kill us, and some refuse to ever be tamed. In this video, we're counting down 10 animals humans tried to domesticate and failed. Number 1. Zebras. At first glance, zebras look like striped horses, so why didn't we ride them? Colonizers in Africa certainly tried. They thought zebras could replace horses, immune to disease and perfect for travel. But zebras are meaner, nastier, and far less cooperative. They evolved surrounded by predators, which made them hyper-aggressive. Explorers reported broken jaws, shattered ribs, and brutal bites. Unlike horses, zebras panic easily, making them impossible to train in herds. That's why Africa rides horses, not zebras. Number 2. Hippos. Cartoons make them look funny and harmless, but hippos are one of the most dangerous animals on Earth, killing more than 500 people every year. And yet some people have tried to keep them as pets. In one infamous case, a South African farmer raised a hippo he called like a son. A year later, that same hippo dragged him into a river and killed him. Then there are Pablo Escobar's hippos. After his death, they bred like crazy in Colombia. Today, they're an invasive species wreaking havoc on ecosystems. Already sounds insane, right? But we're just warming up. The next animal was once kept by pharaohs as a royal hunting companion. Beautiful, fast, almost dog-like. Number 3. Cheetahs. Ancient Egyptians kept them on leashes. Indian emperors trained them to chase antelope. At first glance, they seemed like perfect hunting partners. But cheetahs almost never breed in captivity. Their genetic diversity is so low that most cheetahs today are practically clones. That makes them fragile, sickly, and impossible to raise long-term. They may sprint at 70 miles per hour, but domestication? Impossible. Number 4. Bears. This is where it gets insane. From Russia to the US, people have raised bears as pets. Families fed them pancakes, walked them on leashes, even let them sit at the dinner table. But every case ends the same way. A bear's instincts never vanish. A so-called tame bear can flip in seconds, and there's no escape. Bears sprint at 35 miles per hour, climb trees like squirrels, and swim for miles without stopping. One swipe of a paw can crush a human skull. Add claws longer than your hand and a bite force stronger than a lion's, and you realize a pet bear is really just a loaded gun. So far, humans have been kicked, bitten, and mauled. But the next animal is the very ancestor of our best friends. If we could domesticate wolves once, why can't we do it again? The truth will change how you look at dogs forever. Number 5. Wolves. Yes, dogs came from wolves. But you can't take a modern wolf pup, raise it at home, and expect it to become a dog. Wolves raised by humans almost always end up aggressive, skittish, or unpredictable. Even wolf-dog hybrids often turn violent. That's why many countries ban them as pets. Dogs may have been wolves once, but it took thousands of years of selective breeding. Modern wolves, they're staying wild. Number 6. Elephants. They look like gentle giants, and humans have used them for centuries in war and logging. Hannibal marched them across the Alps. Indian trainers used them for hauling timber. But elephants were never domesticated. They're trained, not tamed. Training uses fear and punishment, while domestication rewires genetics. That's why even the calmest working elephant can suddenly snap, killing its handler. In India alone, elephants kill hundreds of people every year. At this point, you might think, if we can use elephants in war, surely we can domesticate them. Wrong. And the next animal proves it. It hasn't changed in 200 million years. Because it doesn't need to. Number 7. Crocodiles. In parts of Asia, people actually raise crocodiles like pets. They feed them by hand, walk them on ropes, even pose with them for photos. But crocodiles haven't changed since the time of the dinosaurs. They don't bond, they don't learn tricks, they don't care. A crocodile's bite is over 3,500 psi, the strongest of any animal alive. Once it bites, it spins into a death roll, tearing prey to shreds. Thinking you can tame that? Suicidal. Number 8. Foxes. Finally, a case where science almost pulled it off. In the 1950s, Russian scientists bred silver foxes that were less aggressive. After a few decades, the foxes acted more like dogs, wagging tails, licking humans, even barking playfully. It proved domestication is possible. But here's the catch. Those foxes were no longer wild foxes. They became something new. Which raises the question, if domestication requires changing the animal completely, is it really domestication at all? Science nearly pulled it off with foxes. But don't relax just yet. The next animal proves that some predators will always see us as prey, no matter how tame they look. Number 9. Lions. The kings of the jungle. For centuries, humans have raised lions in captivity. From Roman arenas to millionaire backyards. Some people even treat them like oversized house cats. But lions don't see humans as family. They see us as food. Even handlers who raised them from birth have been mauled. Remember Siegfried and Roy? One of their trained lions nearly killed Roy in front of a live Las Vegas audience. You can cage them, you can train them, but domesticate them? Never. Number 10. Moose. And now, the promise. In the 1930s, the Soviet Union actually tried to weaponize moose for war. The plan was insane. Moose as battlefield mounts. Stronger than horses, perfectly adapted for snow. But the reality? A nightmare. Moose are massive, unpredictable, and aggressive. Soldiers reported their trained moose would suddenly bolt into the forest, or worse, attack their own handlers. The project was abandoned. And today, moose remain some of the most dangerous animals in the north. They cause more injuries in Canada than bears and wolves combined. Untamable, unpredictable, and definitely not domesticatable. But before we wrap up, here are some bonus points. Hyenas have been kept in chains in parts of Africa, but they're too wild and vicious to ever be tamed. Ostriches have been farmed for feathers and meat, but try riding one, and you'll learn very quickly why it's impossible. And dolphins? They've been trained for shows and even military programs, but they're never truly domesticated. They're just too intelligent and unpredictable. So yes, humans have tried. Zebras, hippos, cheetahs, bears, wolves, elephants, crocodiles, foxes, lions, moose, and even a few more. And every time, nature fought back. Some animals can be tamed, but true domestication takes thousands of years. And some creatures simply refuse. Which of these shocked you the most? And here's the bigger question. Should humans keep trying? Or should some animals stay wild forever? And remember, subscribe us to get smarter.